Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
My name is Randall Via. I'm currently serving 1,214 years in Wallens Ridge State Prison for capital murder in Big Stone Gap, Virginia, in the USA. This is my podcast, Red Onion Rant. I hope you enjoy listening to me today. Today, I'm going to talk about the new pod I'm in, go into a little bit more detail than I have in the last couple of episodes. But more specifically, I'm going to talk about backbiting. This is a terrible pod as far as the people goes. Now, the way the pod is run, I like the way the pod is run. I'm in a single cell pod, so every single cell in here only has one inmate per cell, and not even all the cells are filled up. I think there's 2 cells that are empty. So around 6 o'clock in the morning, they'll pop all the doors and let guys come out. And we'll usually stay out till around 10:30, 11:30 for pod rec, and you can kind of go in and out this cell at will. So if you don't want to be out here for the whole time, you just simply just go in front of your door and just turn to the booth and be like, yo, man, pop 14. And they'll pop 14. You go on back in the cell, do your thing. If you want to come back out an hour or 2 hours later, you just tell somebody on the floor, yo, man, call up the booth, tell them let me out, and they'll do that. So you can come in and out the cells, which is, that's the better way to do pod rec. Instead of getting only 1 hour at a time, and then you've got a lockdown, and then the next tier come out for 1 hour at a time. You got a microwave in the pod. You got 6 phones, you got a kiosk, you got 2 showers. It's a small pod, but, it's not bad just the way it's run. Like I said, the microwave is really good. As a matter of fact, after, I record my podcast today and everything, I'm going to go over to the microwave and I'm going to put a muffin in there with some butter on top of it and get it nice and hot and make it taste better. So I enjoy those things. I enjoy, I got access to the phone. I don't have to fight over the phone. I don't have to throw my weight around and intimidate somebody just to get the damn phone. But everybody in here, as far as the phone and the kiosk goes, everybody respects everyone else, and, they're willing to work with one another. We only get 5 phone calls a day. That's another difference between here and Red Onion. In Red Onion, as long as you had the money to pay for the phone call, you can make as many phone calls a day as you wanted if you got access to the phone. Up here, you get 5 phone calls, and that's it. You don't get no more until the next day, which is kind of smart. I understand why they did it, to make sure that guys can call the people, but at the same time, make sure that you can't overcall, because like I said, you got a lot of gangs in here that like to run that stuff. So it tries to keep the stabbings to a minimum, though that doesn't really work up here at Wallens Ridge. But the thing I hate about this damn pod, and I despise it to my core, is the backbiting. Yesterday, I came out, and we'd been on lockdown for 10 days, and then even though we came off, we kind of went on like a half lockdown. So, they would let us out in the morning, but they wouldn't let us out in the afternoons, and they took advantage of the fact that the warden, the assistant warden, the chief of housing, the major, and 2 or 3 captains got fired up here last Friday. I haven't found out why they've been fired. I don't know any COs up here that I could ask and that I would even believe and trust if they did tell me, well, they were fired for this reason, just because I don't know them. And the staff members, they have a really bad habit of lying to us about anything. Even just little frivolous, stupid stuff like that, they got a really bad habit of lying to us. So it's hard to know who to trust and who not to, especially when you're brand new on a compound. So we was dealing with that. So yesterday when we came out, we got morning rec all morning, we got afternoon rec all afternoon, and we actually got 30 minutes on night shift, which was kind of surprising. But so I decided that I wanted to stay out in the park a little bit longer. Plus, I had a video visit. My buddy Michael from Canada, and I went over there and I enjoyed that, and I had a lot of fun with that. But while I was waiting for that and everything, and I was kind of spending a little bit of time out the cell, because normally I come out, I use the phone, I use the kiosk, I take a shower, the microwave, I go right back in the cell. Like, I don't got time for this. And yesterday was a perfect reason for why I don't have time for this. I had so many dudes pull up on me. Yo, man, this dude's snitching. Yo, this dude's saying this about you behind your back, man. Yo, this dude is doing this, he's doing that. Like, man, I don't give a damn what he's doing, man. I don't care what he's saying to me. Like, I had to tell dudes yesterday, look, man, if this dude ain't willing to come up and say it to me, he don't mean it. If he's not willing to put his hands on me and beat my ass over what he's saying, he don't believe it. Like, I don't care. Like, stop dragging me into y'all's damn drama, man. I'm not a 10-year-old girl. Like, I'm not in high school. Like, I don't care. I mean, I had so many dudes, and this is the thing, like, they don't do it to their own homeboys. I had this dude named Bo Billy. This dude, he's old school. He's been down for a long, long time. He's been down since the 80s. Back in the day, he had a reputation. I'll give respect where respect is due. Dude used to be a hellified fighter back in the day. He used to be one of the better fighters in the prison system back in the day when he was younger. But now he's old. Now he's in his late 60s. And he's still trying to carry it the way he was when he was 18, 19 years old. Like, man, you ain't built like that no more, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop this stuff. So, like, I was sitting at the table and he walked up to me. And he's cool with somebody in here. And he started talking about, oh, man, you see that monk right there, and cussing him and just, man, he's all sucker-ass. Like, dude, seriously, like, this is your homeboy, dude. Like, you kick it with this dude all the time. You do business with this dude all the time. You hang out with this dude all the time. When you're around this dude, you talk about him good, but as soon as he's over there on the phone talking to somebody and you're over here by the tables and he can't hear you, all of a sudden he's all of these things? Okay, man, if he's all of these things, Bo, why do you talk to him? Why do you kick it with him? And the same thing, this dude named Scarface, he's a couple years younger than me, white dude. He was, back when he was a teenager, he was huffing this stuff called Freon. And, it almost killed him, and it put a huge scar on his cheek, on the right side of his cheek. This is just this huge, like, burn mark from the Freon. And, he does the same thing, like, even though I think he's maybe 38, 39, 40, somewhere around. He's only a few years younger than me. But, like, he has the mentality of a 12-year-old child. So, like, I'm trying to help him. I will spend some time talking to him from time to time. He's got this older dude named Sanchez. Sanchez is a Spanish dude. I'm not sure what country he's from, but he's an older guy. He's been through some things, and he's learned from his experience. And, like, I actually like Sanchez. Sanchez is one of the few dudes in this pod that I kick it with on a regular basis, and I know I could have a decent conversation with him. I'm not going to hear him talk about this person or that person behind their back. We're trying to take the dude Scarface under a wing and kind of teach him and educate him a little bit. But even he tries to do the same thing. Like, yo, man, this dude's snitching, man. He's always trying to tell me about, yeah, man, I got to fighting with these dudes, man. And, I got jumped by these three dudes in this pod at Red Onion, man. And I whooped their ass, man. I was doing good. You know what I'm saying? I just come from cancer. And he did have cancer. He actually had testicular cancer. They actually had to, amputate his testicles from him. But, that's the stuff I have to deal with, man. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people coming up to me and say, yo, man, this dude right here snitching. Yo, this dude right here. Man, why are you telling me he's snitching, man? Why don't you go tell him he's snitching? Like, go talk to him about that, man. Go tell him, yo, man, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be acting like this, man. You shouldn't do the CO's job for them. Like, I don't care who's snitching, man. If I do something and you snitch on me, it's my fault. It's not your fault if you snitch on me. It's my fault because, one, I told you I was snitching. Two, I let you see I was snitching. So that's on me. If I'm in here doing dirt and somebody tells on me, I'm to blame because I let them see what I was doing. Like, it's just so damn frustrating that you have to deal with a bunch of kids in here. Who cares, man? You're going to get snitched on in prison. Like, that's the game. That's what happens, man. Dudes snitch so they can get a job. Dudes snitch so they can get out the cell. Dudes snitch so they can get somebody moved out the pod that they're intimidated or scared by. Like, you have to deal with these things. No matter where you go, no matter what pod you go into, you're going to have to deal with this stuff. No matter what prison you go to, you're going to have to deal with this stuff. Most of the dudes who do this, most of the dudes who run around and say, yo, look, yo, this dude is snitching, that dude is snitching. Man, no, they're not, bro. You're the one that's snitching. You're the one. You're trying to throw smoke up so that we can't see. We all know what's going on, man. Ain't nobody in here stupid when it comes to this stuff. You know, you got a couple of dudes in here that are pretty cool. You know, Cartoon, he's the one I hang out with the most. You got a dude named Sanchez, he's pretty cool. You got a dude named Boss Life, he's pretty cool. You got a dude named Yab from Oregon that's pretty cool. You know, I kick it with him every now and then. He just gave me a haircut yesterday. And, you know, we got to talking and everything, and, you know, we got to comparing different states. And so I was telling him, you know, I kind of have a feeling that Virginia Department of Corrections, the reason they transferred me on an emergency transfer from Red Onion to Wallens Ridge is to, one, get me off of Red Onion so that I would stop complaining about getting transferred. And they sent me up here just to wait for me to get, you know, for another state to accept me so they could send me out of state to another prison system. So we got to, you know, kicking about that and talking about different states and everything, you know. So, I mean, there's a couple of dudes that are cool in here. There's some that I don't know and I don't really speak to, you know what I'm saying, back in the back corner and everything. And I'm just doing what's best for me. I come out early in the morning when the doors pop. I'll get on the phone, call some people. You know, I'll get on the kiosk, send some emails, get some emails. And, you know, like I said, man, I'll throw my breakfast in the microwave and I'm going right back to the cell. They want to drag you down with them. They want you to be miserable and sad like they are. Like, no, man, I refuse to be sad. I refuse to sit there and let my emotions control me. I refuse to be a slave to my feelings. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to allow it to affect you. Most people, they don't want to listen. They don't want to be happy. Like, especially if you're in an environment that deliberately makes you unhappy, that deliberately wants you to be unhappy. That's why a lot of these COs do the stuff that they do, because they're miserable and sad in their own damn lives. They have nothing. They're never going to beat nothing because they don't have the mental fortitude it takes to change their life, to actually go out there and chase their dreams and to do something worthwhile with their life. They're babysitters. That's what a correctional officer is. I don't care whether you're a rookie or you're the warden of an institution, you're nothing more than a glorified babysitter. So they deliberately keep you on lockdown for stuff they ain't supposed to lock you down for. They deliberately come by and push stuff at you, you know what I'm saying, to piss you off and to get you upset and to make you miserable and sad and lonely because they got nothing in their lives worthwhile. They got nothing in their lives meaningful. And yet these dudes in here, these inmates, like, it doesn't matter how many times you tell them something, that you open their eyes, you give them the truth of a situation, and they see it. And they'll admit, like, damn, you know what, bro? Like, I never thought about that. I never saw that before. Like, man, you're absolutely right. Like, wow, you just blew my mind with that right there, man. You just dropped some serious knowledge on me. And yet, 5 minutes later, man, they right back doing the same damn thing over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing twice, expecting a different result each time. And you try to explain that to them. Oh, yeah, damn, dude, you just dropped some serious knowledge on me. 5 minutes later, doing the same thing over again. Like, I mean, dude, are you deliberately being stupid? Like, how can you not see it? If you can see the truth, why can't you make the change? You know, why let somebody drag you down? Why let somebody influence you to be negative? Why let somebody destroy your life to make you miserable and sad and lonely and pathetic? Like, why do this? The good thing is, I've already had a positive impact on a couple of people in the pod. You know, and that makes it worthwhile. That that helps me to keep fighting. That helps me to keep striving in my own life. That helps me to keep coming out and, and talking to some dudes from time to time. It's like, yo, look, man, this is what it is. Like, I don't think I'm better than other people. I'm not. I've already gone on this podcast and said, man, y'all are better than I am. I committed murder for no better reason than the dude said, I don't think you will. I shot him twice in the back, once in the chest, 6 times in the back of the head, all because the man said, I don't think you will. So I don't think I'm better than no one. The only thing is I've gone through a lot in my life. I've suffered a lot in my life, and I'm tired of suffering. So I did something with my suffering. And now I'm on a podcast talking to y'all, trying to take my suffering and make it work for you, to kind of maybe open your eyes to some things. Because you can take these lessons in here that I've learned about.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And run with them in your own life. You can improve your own life. And the fact that you're out there on the street, you have a much better opportunity of really, truly changing your life for the better than I do in here. But unfortunately, our time is up. Stay away from the backbiting. Stay away from the gossiping. It ain't worth it. It's not a good look for you. I'm not saying you do it, but some people do it. You don't have to. But anyway, this has been Red Onion Randy at Wallens Ridge. I hope you enjoyed listening to me today. Don't forget to check out my website, redonionrandy.com. I'm also on Twitter at redonionrandy. And for those in the U.S. who would like to call and leave me a question or a comment, dial 1-888-524-1932. For all international calls outside of the U.S., just put a plus in front of the 1, and it's the same number. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you for using GTL.